of finding on the digital finance?
Thank you, JK. 大家好，我是那个蓝道君。那我们就切回来这个中文的频道哈，因为我是台湾人。那我们接下来是讲这个关于这个金融行业的部分。那其实长久以来呢，台湾的金融业它占到6%的 GDP。那在过去可以看到，其实我们台湾的这个银行的这个 ROA 还有这个利润呢，基本上跟美国、韩国或甚至是中国相比呢，基本上是处于在比较低的水位哈。那过去它其实这个利润的这个压力也是非常的大。那其实这背后的原因是在于说，我们会发现我们的金融机构它的这个经营的效率不够。那其实今天我们在讨论数位化这个议题呢，是可以帮助我们大大的提升这个银行的这个经营效率。那从几个层面，第一个层面是在作业运营效率，还有这个风险的管控，因为你通过这个数位科技，还有这个资料的这个应用，它可以大大提升这个。那第二个呢，现在我们其实很多的银行或者是保险公司，他们的这个通路布点它是分行，但是这个分行呢，你会发现走到一个银行的分行里面，它可能有大部分的这个空间跟人力是投入在后台的这个作业和这个经营，但并不是说在前台前线去面对客户提供这个咨询服务，它是能够产生这个营业价值的。那数位化正是可以把这个扭转过来。我们看到很多传统的金融机构，它是花80%的精力是在这个作业上面，而20%在这个销售与顾问。那在数位化的时代，是可以把这个趋势完全颠倒过来。那至于我们金融业者应该要去怎么样因应这样子数位的挑战呢？那我们这边提出一个这个2+1的这个数位的框架。首先，第一个是大幅度的去改革以及推动这个数位化，主要有3点。第一个是新科技的采用，包括说生物辨识，包括说区块链，包括说云端预算跟 AI 等等这些非常火红的这个科技话题。那当然，现在银行或金融业者它是处于在研究的阶段，但是其实我们看到，包括说美国、欧洲还有这个中国，其实很多的这个公司它都已经是导入应用。是可以通过这个视讯的方式或人脸辨识的方式，就可以精准的把这个账户打开啊。那第二个呢，是我们讲说是 edge， 那这个 edge 的这个含义，这边是2个1，就是端到端 end to end 的意思。那中间用数位化连起来，中间是不需要任何的纸张，任何的人员去干预啊。那这个呢，它必须要在这个从端到端的，就是说，不只是这个作业部门的工作，它其实在经营管理部门还有这个销售部门都需要去投入。那是涵盖那个内部管理面、销售面，还有提供客户咨询服务面等等哦。那我说一下，包括说内部管理好了，现在在领先的金融机构里面，这个人。包括说内部的这个签呈、公文运作，还有请假，它都是可以在数位直接完成。但是我们台湾的这些金融机构还是仰赖大量的纸张跟这个行政的流程，这导致这个作业的效率它没有办法进一步提升哦，这是一个很大的这个关键。但其实过去的业者也往往忽略了内部管理这一块，那也暴露了很多这个营运的风险。第3个呢是这个数位互联互通。通过这个数位的方式，更好的跟客户做直接的连接。那还有包括说 mobile first， 现在客户他几乎可能他不去分行，他也不使用电脑，他是直接在手机上去做很多的这个金融交易。他这个对于他这个客户体验的要求是比以前再高很多的。第二个大块呢，我们讲是这个金融生态圈的这个连接以及这个金融的创新。那主要有2块。其实现在在很多的行业，我们都已经有看到有新形态的业者出现。无论在零售，我们看到在台湾有虾皮；在这个交通领域，我们台湾看到有 Uber， 还有一些本土的业者。那其实，在金融在海外，它基本上这一块也是推得非常的快。那我们认为呢，我们的这个 金融业者应该要更有系统的从内外部去推动这个创新跟这个新创工作的这些事宜啊。那第二个是金融数位圈的这个布局。那这一块呢，我们看到很多领先的这个中国或美国的业者，他们基本上是把金融这个连接到客户的日常的生活的角落。那这一块在台湾，其实在法规上发现这个执行是会有难度的。那这个还有包括说对于金融科技的这个投资，我们也是落后国际业者的步伐。那有了前面的2块是关于业务的创新跟再造，下面一块是我们整个金融推动这个数位基础的这个再造。那分别几块，第一个是我们需要有创新的这个组织架构以及这个治理模式。目前的这个金融机构，无论是在政府或是在这个业者里面，它的这个治理模式没有办法去鼓励创新，没有办法对于一些新的这个举措做出快速的这个应对。那另外呢，对于这个新创的东西，或是连接内外部的这个生态圈呢，基本上我们也看到它这个行动是比较缓慢的啊。那第二个呢是敏捷的这个文化跟这个人才的这个培育，很多这个金融业者发现。他其实即便是要找这种创新人才，基本上创新的人才也不想要到他们那边去工作。那这是在于说，他们内部的这个文化其实并没有去做相应对的改善，那也没有办法有一个环境能够让这些创新的人才去好好的发挥，这个是一个非常严重的问题。那也造成他们这个长期的这个竞争力的流失。那下面2个呢是分别是大数据跟先机分析的应用。以及这个下一个世代这个 IT 技术，那这个牵涉到公司内部一样是人才的引进以及这个资源的投资。那说完了就是到底业者可以做什么事情，那我们也要讨论一下，就是说我们的这个监管单位应该要怎么做。那我们这边呢上面是列了这个大家可以看到，就是说美国、英国。还有这个中国在这个支付或者是说在这个咨询，或者是说在借贷，他们这个法规以及这个新业务模式出现的时间，看到美国在99年就有这种数位支付的业者出现，那我们台湾是一直到2015年，就是近年来才开始去研拟这些做法。当然，这些做法研拟的不代表说它已经是可以推动。那我们也可以看到，我们的这个监管呢，必须要能够这个从这个管理或者说管制创新的这个心态跟思维，变成到引领跟鼓励创新。那这个步调也是我们发现，在观察到，就是台湾的这个今天金融业者，它可能在数位化或是创新落后国际业者一个很重要的这个关键之一。好，那我今天大概很简短的到这边。那下一个阶段呢，是我们讲这个公共部门，我们把时间交给欧慧。
好，大家早。我叫张俊华，我是 Albert Chain， 我是我们麦肯锡台湾公司的总经理，也是我们台湾美商会的会长。大家好。可是我中文讲的不太好，所以我今天可能用英文。所以我们 so far we've been talking about industries and companies in Taiwan, and they need a digital transformation, yes. Now, when we think about the government, we often think the government supports these industries. They create the right laws, the right policies to enable digitization. That is true. But we believe that the Taiwan government needs its own e-government digitization transformation. They need to transform themselves to catch the wave of digitization. Now, it's interesting because the good news is that the government in Taiwan has been doing a lot. They've been doing a lot to invest in digitization. Now, the problem is that this will become more and more difficult. The fertility rate in Taiwan is among the lowest among peers in Asia, 1.17. If you think about the aging population, there will be a 9% reduction in the percent of the population that is in the working age in Taiwan going forward. That means there's going to be much more reliance on government services, more than ever before. Now, if you think about government spending, it's also going to be difficult. We have higher debt levels today than we've ever had, and our GDP has not been growing very fast. So if you think about that ratio, it's doubled in the last 10 to 20 years, debt to GDP. That means that there's going to be more need for government services, but less ability to finance that need. So the only way the Taiwan government, the agencies, the central government can provide for the need of the people is to have an e-government revolution. And so we see this e-government revolution in 4 areas. The first is what you see the government is doing a lot of right now. We call it internal processes and operations. This is what JFK described as the back office. So everything that the people don't see, everything happening in the back, they're going through automation and digitization. That's good. But we see potential for much, much more. Right now, if I fill out a form online at a government agency, some agencies will need to first print out that form, make 4 copies, stamp it, and then approve it online and click the button. Right? So we're only part of the way there, but there's still much more of the journey to go. So the first is using the new technologies on automation, on robotic processing, and making the back office of the government agencies much, much more efficient. You're going to see cost improvements, and you're going to see speed improvements. The second area that we think there's a lot of potential is on things that actually interface with the people. So I like this page a lot, this next one here. What this page shows is your daily life. Okay, you go and apply for an ID. You go and register your vehicle. There's still a lot of potential for streamlining and digitizing that process. Standing in line much less time. If you think about banking many years ago, everything was on paper, everything was standing in line. Now it's all digital. We need to go through that same digital revolution for all aspects of government services in Taiwan. And the good news is that there are examples all over the world of people doing this. If you look at Japan, if you look at Singapore, if you look at South Korea, there is no reason why that these countries can catch the wave and we're behind. Now, the good thing is with President Tsai and her initiatives on Asia, Silicon Valley, there is a potential for government and industry to collaborate, to fuel these different pillars of e-government digitization. And we think that the government really has 2 roles in Taiwan. One is to support the tech companies, the financial companies for the digitization, but also to transform themselves, to go through their own e-government digital revolution. So that's something we're excited to talk to you about later during the discussion period as well. Thank you. I'll let Bill give us a summary. If we put all of these different pictures together, what our recommendations are, if you think about Taiwan as a whole.
Thanks, Albert. So again, just a few recommendations. I'll focus the first one on, I would say, an executive working in a company in Taiwan. If you want to go and take your business on a digital transformation, what do you need to think through? The first one is what Joshua and JFK talked us through, which is what are you going to do? We could call that a digital strategy, but what are you going to transform? Are you going to digitize your R&D processes? Are you going to digitize your factory? But what is it that you're going to do, and how are you going to create value? That's what we call a digital strategy. You have to sort that out. That's the source of value. Now, the 3 things underpinning that, number 1 is leadership and organization. Taiwan tends to have a lot of older executives in very senior roles. Digital technologies are relatively new. It takes a significant learning journey for a 60-plus-year-old executive to really understand what is in the realm of the possible. So just taking yourself on a learning journey and really understanding what is possible, going and visiting some of these new companies and learning what they are doing. Take that on yourself to make it happen. A second failure mode that we often see at companies is, oh, digital, that sounds like IT. I'm going to make this an IT project. That also leads to failure. Digital transformations need to come from the top. They need to be led by people that run business, not by the IT organization. So if you have a business leader that stands up, learns a little bit, and says, I'm going to make this happen for my company, that generally leads to success. Let's talk a little bit about talent. In general, the people that you need to drive a digital transformation are probably not in your company today. It takes user experience designers. It takes people that understand automation and robotics. These are very different profiles of people than you typically see in a chemical company or in a manufacturing company. So realizing that I'm going to have to go and find, not a lot, but a few people that can make this real for me, and they may have very different profiles than your existing people. You're going to need some new blood in your organization to make this work. And then finally, you need an agile culture. So a lot of times an IT project will take years to implement, like a big ERP system. You need to start thinking in terms of, I need something after a 2 or a 4 week sprint. I need some kind of functionality. And then after that, I'll add more functionality and more functionality. This doesn't take a long period of time. You shouldn't be setting your targets on a 2-year implementation journey before you see returns. You need to demand returns very quickly, and that's what we call an agile culture. Most companies in Taiwan do not have an agile culture. It takes a lot of change and a lot of, I would say again, new blood to make that work. So that's how to think about this as an executive. If we put ourselves in the shoes of a minister in the government, what would we be thinking about for that? First and foremost, keep going. Taiwan's actually doing pretty well in terms of its overall aggressiveness in pushing digital services out to the population. So keep doing it. Don't take your foot off the accelerator. Keep going. Secondly, and this is a bit of a gap, actively encourage participation from people. Don't just think, oh, my platform's out there, I'm good, check, I'm done. The most important thing to do is to make sure you're getting 80 or 90% adoption, that people are actually using this. And how do you do that? Well, you need to think about marketing, just like any company would, in terms of getting them to use an application. And then possibly more importantly, make sure it's up and functional all the time. Make sure that your cybersecurity is in place so you don't get hacked. One violation of trust will make everybody go back and want to use paper-based systems again. So make sure that you've got a robust system up there, and that so people aren't actually turning away. Once they trial it, it's compelling. They're going to use it again. And then finally, go through and look at your regulations and make sure that they're digital ready. What we mean by this is a lot of regulations in Taiwan were developed back in the 60s and 70s. As an example, labor regulation. Most of the labor regulations here, particularly as they relate to taxation, really revolve around punch cards in a factory environment where workers have a certain amount of hours to work every week, and if they work more than that, they get paid overtime and get some tax advantage out of that. If you look at what we call the gig economy today, right? People who are driving for Uber, people who are doing delivery services and task outsourcing, these people are really freelancers. But we don't have governing law for that today, and certainly don't have overtime and taxation treatment for these people. So we need to be thoughtful around how are different working styles and models going to emerge, and we need to reset our thinking around regulation for them. That's just an example. That's going to pervade every aspect of regulation. And Joshua touched on a few from a financial services perspective. So that's all we had for you today. We thought we would pause here and take any questions you have and get into a bit of a discussion. Thanks.